All right, good evening. It's DX Central Live, our first live stream. So thank you for joining on. Appreciate you guys being here. A special version of the DX Central Live stream. We're going to be doing a little live DXing here this evening. We've got a bit of a tropo opening right now here on the East Coast of the United States. So wanted to give you guys a chance to experience some of that in case you're in the area along the East Coast and you're getting some tropo. Be sure to tell us what you're hearing as well if you are. So grab a radio and DX along with us here. You can join in on the chat here on YouTube. And, if you're hearing something and you want to see what we're hearing and you want us to compare notes, let us know. And we'll be able to do that. So, without further ado... We're going to go live here to the DX. Let's see if we can find where we're at here on the DX. There it is. Got the FM radio here on the SDR running. Let's get this audio going. Whoops. That's not the audio. First one of these, right? Technical difficulties are going to be the norm, right? Just keep telling yourself that, Lloyd. All right, so we're going to bump out of the FDM SW2 because that's our first time using that. So let's go over here now to SDR console. And we're going to go 24 megahertz wide on it so we can get that whole FM band. This is our first time using the S3 for FMDX. So let's go ahead and mute that guy real quick. And we're going to go down here to 90. I think we had one at 96.5. Oops, went one too far. That's not what we're looking for, right? Let's cut that bandwidth down a little bit. Go to that broadcast FM. That's what we're looking for. What? HF antenna. I don't want the HF antenna. I want my VHF is what we're looking for. International DXing group, welcome to the live stream. We're going to get to the DX here as soon as we can get our antenna up and running. If anybody has used the FM DX here on the FDM S3, feel free to let us know. With SDR console, at least. So I'm thinking, it's only looking at the HF antennas here. I don't know if it has a VHF option with it. We may have to go back to the old... Restart radio to apply the change. You got it. Where there's a will, there's a way. We have to troubleshoot this sometimes, right? So now... Ba-doop. Still not getting it. Is there anything else I have to configure? Let me do that. If that doesn't work, then we're going to just go old school here. We have an XDR F1 HD, which is getting some audio here. In fact, that's where a little bit ago we actually heard WOEX. They're still coming in. Well, I've got the RDS here from WOEX out of Orlando, Florida, but the audio coming through is WJCL out of Savannah, Georgia, Kicks 96. That's the country music, and every once in a while, Exitos 96, which is the Orlando station, will bump in there. Here's the crazy thing, right? Now if I go here, we have audio. There it is. All right, so we got audio coming through. Now, obviously, here on a live stream on FM radio, I don't know if YouTube's going to allow me to keep it on because of copyright stuff, because we're going to be having copywritten music going here. So we're going to do this as long as YouTube will let us. We'll see how that goes. So that's WJCL, the same we're hearing here. So yeah, that's the same thing we're hearing on the XDR. Let's take it down. I think 96.3 was our local here. Ohm Radio, I don't hear them now. 96.1's a local. 95.9's also a local. Mix 95, or Mix 96, I think they call themselves. Yeah. That's a local as well. Tell you what we're going to do. We're not getting a lot here on the SDR tonight because we actually have a different antenna on for that one. We don't have our FM Yagi on for that one. So we're going to bring over here. We're going to do the SDR, and I'll put the microphone here. Let me actually change my antenna pattern, or my microphone pattern. This will enable me to get some speaker audio from the radio into the mic here. All right, so that's OEX in Orlando. Now let's go here up to 96.7. This is on my 4-element FM Yagi. If you saw the video last year, me and putting this up, this year instead of a painter's pole, I actually have a tripod, a 13-foot tripod that I originally purchased for my pennant antenna for AM radio, but now we're trying it out to mount our beam, a little 4-element beam, very lightweight with a tripod base. I'm not using a guy rope on it right now, so hopefully it stays up. 96.9. So we're going to go over here to FM list. That's the Wolf. That's a local station here, so nothing on that one for us. Let me keep going up. Last time we had a good tropo opening into Florida like we were earlier. We had a lot on 100 and above. 97.1, I think, is an open freak, if I remember correctly. So that should not be a local. Let's see what FM list kicks up for us. We have, let's see. We have a Florence and a Orangeburg, South Carolina that it could be. Now, the beam is facing southwest right now, so that's where we should be favoring. So I could, let me actually do this. I want you guys to be able to see what I'm seeing here instead of the video that you're seeing right now of nothing. Let me give you a chance to follow along here on FM list with me. We're gonna swap to that. So you're actually, all right, we're going to widen that out a little bit for you as well. So this is fun. This is my screen you're seeing right now from my Surface Pro 6. So we're streaming from one computer to another computer since we're not running the SDR tonight. So this one, let me look to the southwest and see what we're seeing there as possible options. There's an Indian River station here, Ocean FM, that says nostalgia for the format. That's a possibility. So is this My FM in Axon, Georgia. I don't see a format here, but My FM kind of sounds kind of like what I might be hearing here. And like I said earlier, we were actually getting some mixing. So on 96.5, I was seeing RDS info, and right now I don't have any RDS on this one. You know what? We're gonna do something here we haven't done yet. This should be fun. Go back to that Surface Pro.
It worked.
Shrink that down a little
We're
bit.
gonna shrink that down.
All right.
All right.
This is going to be our RDS cam.
So this is
for
going to
you.
be our RDS cam for you.
There we go. All right. 97.1 Ocean FM. It's kind of what I thought we were looking at. Indian River Shores, Florida. So let me go up here to 97.1 in my spiral notebook and see if I've logged this one yet. I don't think I have. That's a note. So that's a new one for us. All right. You guys got to be here for that one. Let's take a look over on the chat, see if you guys got anything coming in. Check FM streams of suspected stations. Absolutely. I think that's definitely something we'll try to work in here. Call letters to be OSN. Indian River Shores, Florida. Is that Ocean FM? Yeah. And let's go ahead and put that here in the log as well. All right, let's turn that down for a second because we don't want to give YouTube any reason to pop us on copyright, even though they're probably going to anyway. All right, so we've got, it is 12:12. We'll say the ID came at 12:10, I think. All right. So that's a new one for us here. And it looks like our iPhone froze on us. It never really came back around. Let's see if we can get that back up, though. Is it going to give us anything here? Our RDS cam, is it going to work for me? Nah, it doesn't look like the RDS cam is going to do anything. Oh, well. Oh, well. You'll just have to trust me when I say what's on the RDS screen over here, because RDS cam is not working. All right, let's go to 97.3.
Because even if you can go back to work,
We've got something here.
as much, you should get the difference in income of what you made before the accident and what you're making now. And that could be in the hundreds of thousands.
I would imagine that this is going to be Kiss FM to be AEV in Savannah is my best guess here. Because again, our beam, our Yagi is pointing southwest, so we would be getting that coming in. So that is very likely. Let me go ahead and you can see where I was trying to get some stuff working on that that FDM there.
Because it's what we do. Call us at 1-800-500-5555. 11102 Abercorn Street, Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, yep. And that's not a new one for us. That one we heard last year, or actually 2 years ago. Kiss FM. 97.5. All right, let's see what we got here on 97.5. Let's back out a little bit here. So let me, for those of you who are not familiar with FM List, let me show you here what we've got. So this is basically, for me, it helps me to narrow down who it is that I'm hearing. And there's a number of different ways you can do that. So obviously here in Charleston, where I am, I would be looking for any local. So I would want to know about any local stations that I have in the area. And that's where a good, thorough band scan is going to really help you out. Let's see if I have anything on the RDS here. South. Rollinana. That's Carolina. Rollinana is what it says here. You have to trust me again because RDS cam's not working. 97.5 South Carolina. I'm going to say, believe it or not, this is not my local station here in Charleston where it says local radio for the Low Country, because WYLA actually is no longer on the air, and I know that because
Here's what's trending now. All right, let's get to it. Cody with producer Kurt and Lauren Snap. What's up?
There's a huge question. That's
I'm going to say it's Columbia.
right now, and the question is, would you rather reveal your weight or your salary? According to the survey, 63% of women and 80% of men say they would rather reveal their weight than disclose their salary. In general, as men and women tend to age, they tend to be a little bit more comfortable talking about their salary and their weight, but it looks like people want to talk about how much they weigh over how much they make, which kind of shocks me. So as for men aged 35 to 44 are more willing to disclose their salary, whereas people over the age of 55 don't want to talk money. Question, would you rather reveal your age or your salary? I'm not asking for numbers here. I don't want you to sweat.
I think Cody should just pick one.
Yeah, wait. By far, right? I just think the salary thing is so personal, and like maybe you're quicker to be judged. People already can look at you and tell what you might.
There we go.
What the salary
RDS cam working.
RDS cam
here.
working a little bit
what you
here.
might make. You know what I mean? It seems
Right,
a little
right.
more like
There you go.
kind of secret,
Maybe.
right?
Yeah.
There you go.
So 185.
There it is.
Are
You
you
got
done?
WCOS.
There it is.
Boy,
BCOS.
you're a big boy.
There it is. So that's what I was
There it
thinking.
is. So this one.
Keep telling us.
All right. So we're gonna take
All right, so we're gonna take.
RDS cam there for you. And I do believe if I look on 97.5 in my spiral here, that is also a relog for us here, 97.5 WCOS in Columbia. So back to FM List. So this is a way that I can help narrow down who it is that I'm hearing. And what you basically do, you create an account, and then you come to the My FM tab. And there's a number of ways you can kind of filter this down to look at the list. The first thing you can do is enter your frequency. Obviously, you want to know, where you're at, and then it's going to give you, based off of that, a list of what stations it thinks that you're hearing based off of, originally it's going to be proximity, obviously, and then after that it's going to be based on however you filter it down. So, for instance, let's just say here that I'm going to tell it, right now I'm in all propagation modes. So I'm telling it right now that everything is coming in as it would. Total, and I'm looking at all directions. Now it's going to tell me here that it thinks, I don't think that's right. I think I've messed up here. Let me get rid of that. That can't be right. Right? No, I can't get rid of that. Anyway, so let me start with the local if you want, as a way to kind of get what should be close by. If it's just dead band conditions, you'll see here's what it thinks based off of that being dead band. Here's your most likely stations, with the ones up at the top being what you're most likely hearing. And again, this one is off air and silent, so I should probably let them know about that. But this is the one that we're hearing here, WCOS. So what I can actually do here is I can actually click on the L over here on the far left, and this will let me log that station that I've just heard. So here's all the details. I can put information in here about my, what I'm hearing. So we heard country music, local, or that wasn't local, that was a network, network chat, network ads, RDS ID. And then I'm going to put down here, RDS received yes. And that's kind of what I saw right there, right? I saw that. Now it's still giving me, now it says Clinana, W Clinana. But we're going to go ahead and hit submit here, so we can log our logging here. So there you go. So now we have logged WCOS on this frequency. And then I can go back and I can pull up my list. Now I can also filter by a couple of other things. I can filter here to say tropo. And by filtering to say tropo, it's going to tell me, here's what I think you're probably hearing based off tropo. And again, it's going to probably start with some of these that are close by. WCOS obviously is here as well. I can then even narrow it down further if I want to. Now, here's where I'm kind of careful when I do this. I tend to not do this a ton. Unless I see that everything I'm hearing is in kind of one direction. So because I have my Yagi beam facing southwest, I could come over here and hit SW for southwest, and it's going to give me a list of stations it thinks that I'm hearing based on the probability of stations in that degree range that's basically considered southwest. As you can see, it gets rid of WCOS, which is why I don't do this a lot. Unless I know everything that I'm hearing is coming from that direction. It's very helpful for like E-skip openings. If I have an E-skip opening and I want to check and see what's going on that way, I can do that in those certain directions. If I'm like, okay, everything's coming out of the northeast, then show me just northeast. But in this case, I'm just hearing stuff that's not only southwest. So I'm going to click on all here for my directions and get my full list. And if I do want to narrow it down further, I can. But as you'll see, I'm hearing some stuff in Florida, so there's some Florida there for me. I could say south, southeast, southwest, whatever, to try to just narrow it down to just that list if I wanted to. So yeah, there we go. Let's see what else we got. That's just a really quick primer on FM list. I've been meaning to do a video on it. But there you go. And also, I know you guys in the DX group, you had mentioned here about checking the streams, which I can do over here on the right-hand side. You have links for the streams over here as well, so I can pull that up. I can click on the stream link here. Let's see, that's not the stream link. That's my stream link. There you go. And that would just find WCOS. And then I click on it. and then it's going to pull it up here, and then you'd have the stream. But I'm not going to do that now. So we're going to go back and do some more DX. But you can link right from FM list to the streams if you wanted to do that, so you don't have to go do a separate Google search and all that noise. All right, so we've got our station here on 97.5. We've got The Weeknd blasting here on 97.7. We're going to turn that down because that's definitely going to get flagged by YouTube if we have that up too long. All right, so some possibilities here. I've got a contemporary hit radio station here on this frequency out of Garden City, South Carolina. I'm going to say that's probably my best bet. Even though the beam is facing southwest and Garden City is to my northeast, it's feasible that I could be getting off the back end of the beam here. So I do believe that Mix 97.7 is what I'm going to be hearing. And let's see if we get any RDS info here. See if RDS Cam will wake up here. And we can show it to you here. Mix 97.7. Well, look at there. Mix 97.7. We got our ID. And that is WXM in Garden City, and they are in the log here already. Heard them a couple years ago as well. So a couple things with this. You know, you guys know I'm a pretty big AM DXer as well, but with the FM DX, one of the great things is that your signals tend to stick around a bit longer. You know how in AM DX we get that fade out right there at the top of the hour and they just fade and you lose the ID. It doesn't happen so much here. You also have a couple of other things. A, you have RDS. B, they ID much more frequently. Maybe not in the call letters, but definitely slogans and things like that. Identifying characteristics tend to pop up a bit more frequently on FM than you do on AM. So that helps quite a bit. All right, 97.9. Let's bump it up here. You can also, I've been typing it in manually, but you can also use these buttons here to increase your frequency. I did the 0.1 twice there to get to 97.9. I could have just hit 0.2 once. All right, so we've got 97.9. Let's this time look in my Spiral notebook and see if we have anything that we've already logged here. I have two stations. One is WIIZ, Blacksville. We have a bug. There we go. The Wiz, Blacksville, South Carolina. We also have Neptune Beach, Kiss FM. Is that KSL? Yeah, KSL, Kiss FM. I'm going to say this is probably Blacksville that I'm hearing right here. The Wiz, 97.9. So let's take a look and see if that's who we've got. Just give you guys a little glimpse here. This is the full list. It really does. It keeps going down to increasingly less probable stations. But I've had some times where the station I'm hearing is not really considered to be very probable. It doesn't rank them that I've noticed with any kind of value. It just puts them in order on a list, I think, by what they think is the most likely station you're hearing. I think it'd be nice to have like a value there, especially as you start getting down the list. Okay, so yeah, I think this is going to be the Wiz. Because Kiss FM in Neptune Beach, I don't know. Let's see. Let me see if I have a link here for them. Is that Kiss? Yeah, that's Kiss FM right there. Here's their Twitter, listen live. That's a really cool. So if you are, let me go back to that. So I know we looked at the streams link over here earlier. But there is this really cool thing here. So I'm looking at 97.9 Kiss FM Neptune Beach just because I don't remember the format that they are here. So if I click on the little green button right here, it actually brings up a table of links here. And there's all kinds of stuff. There's a listen live link. There's their Facebook, their Instagram, their Twitter, their webpage, all kinds of stuff in here. So let me look on their webpage so I can see kind of if I can get an idea what their format might be. You're talking about Beyonce. On air right now is Wingnut. Sometimes you'll get here, actually, let me turn that bass down on it. I have a subwoofer on. Sometimes if you look at the websites of these radio stations, you can actually see what's playing right now. So let's see if we can hear the stream. If we can get that stream. My internet's going to be running a little slow since I'm trying to use all my resources for uploading to YouTube with an excellent connection. That's good to hear. Oh, it hits in Jacksonville. So this is a very possible station that we could be hearing here. And since the beam is facing southwest, it's likely this could be, Jacksonville, Neptune Beach, not too far from here. And we do have, if I go back over here to our FM propagation map, you can actually see here live propagation. Now this is using APRS. Nope, not them. not who I'm hearing. So now we can turn that off. Go back to my propagation map here. I'll show you guys. So what this does is it uses ham radio APRS data, location data, so we can look and see, okay, who is seeing whom, right? So you can say, well, I'm seeing North Carolina from Florida or vice versa. Well, that kind of shows you there's an opening there. Well, this actually can show you, this is how I can kind of visualize the opening. So you can see I'm right about in here, and there's Wilmington. I'm right about in here is where Charleston is. And it's showing me I have a really good opening to my southwest down in Florida, which is why I have my Yagi beam pointed southwest. This can actually help you with that kind of stuff, right? By being able to allow you to see where openings are and kind of know where to point your stuff. WA4USN, I saw him here a second ago. Where'd it go? That WA4USN, where this little, right here where you see this little pointer right here, that is Charleston where I'm located. And it's seeing down into Orlando quite a bit, which is great. All right, so we've got some audio here. So if it's not Florida, Neptune Beach, then I'm gonna guess it's probably the Wiz here. So let's go to their website and see what we see here. Look and see what you guys got going on. We already looked at you guys. Again, if you're doing some DX along with us here, if you're on the East Coast doing some DX, I saw some folks on here that I know on the East Coast that could be doing some DX on FM tonight. Fire up your radio. Tell us what you're hearing. If you have something you want us to try out, then let us know. So he was talking about North Augusta, South Carolina, Augusta, Georgia. You can see here on the website. Augusta, which is here, which is actually to my northwest. Wow, look at that. That nice big purple spot right there. So basically, that's telling me we've got a very strong opening into Orlando. So if I keep going, that's a local rock station. Oops. 98.3, we've got something coming in weak. Now, my Yagi is only at about 12, 13 feet. And it's shooting towards the southwest between my house and my neighbor's house, so it's very tight in there. All right, I think we're going to look here at 98, because I know we don't have a local on 98.3 because we have one on 98.1. So let's go ahead and there's 98.1, 98.3. Let's see what we got here. I don't think we're hearing the almighty 98.3. I just don't think we do. So now I'm going to use my southerly heading here to look down to my south. This is a tough one. I hear another station mixing in there too. A Spanish station. I just realized, I don't think let me look. I'm going to resize the screens. I don't think you guys were able to actually see. There we go. Now you can see the whole screen, right? I didn't realize. So here's those green links I was talking about that you couldn't see earlier that I thought you could. Again, it's the first live stream. We're going to work some kinks out together here. So that definitely sounds like a Spanish station. Hot 98.3 right here. That could be it, WGCO, you think? I think it's pretty likely that's who it is, actually, considering that we're beaming southwest. The format's a good fit here. That sounds like Shakira.
This is our dub from Sunday Night Slow Jams, and I'm sending you to Las Vegas to see Usher. It's Usher and his brand new residency, beginning July 2021 at the legendary Coliseum at Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, I think that was who that was.
With airfare, tickets to the show, and 2 nights at Caesar's Palace. Sunday Night Slow Jams. All the hits. Savannah's new Hot 98.3.
Top of the morning, Savannah. A leprechaun once told me, audition favors the old. So if you're old, right, pull them all. Bring it to me and get some gold. Mark Granger here, Vice President of Granger Honda in Savannah. And today's your lucky day. I need more.
We got him. That's Savannah, and that is a station that I have heard before. And I don't think you can see it down here at the bottom of the screen. But maybe I can get that down here. You see down there where it said Black Eyed Peas, Shakira, at the bottom. Yeah, that's what I was hearing. So that is definitely, well, we had heard the ID, obviously. But that's, even if I hadn't heard the ID, I would have had a good pin on them. So here's an interesting little tidbit. You see this little whoop right here from Florida up into Alabama. That was actually forecasted on Bill Hepburn's forecasting site. I saw that on the forecast. And also you see a nice big swath. All of Florida's in here. We have that little nudge right there into Augusta. We have a little nudge up here into Columbia. So all this that I see right here is kind of in my path that I could potentially be hearing, especially to my south. Now, when I look up to my northeast, there is some stuff there, but it's not nearly as strong. And here's the interesting thing. This red that we saw down here was actually also stretching up into Connecticut, Vermont, New York, right around Long Island and so forth. So we had a nice opening all the way up into this area up in here. That looks like that started to die down a bit, unless sometimes we zoom in and we see it pop up. But it doesn't look like it's going to. So it's starting to wither away a bit to the north. Very weak in this little area right here. So the northern fringe of this tropo opening is starting to die off, or has died off. But the southern side is really, really strong. And I'll tell you, from an atmospheric conditions standpoint, we actually have quite a bit of sea fog that was rolling in this afternoon, this evening, into the Charleston area. I'm not sure what locations further along the coast are looking like, but we have very warm air aloft right now. It was in the mid-80s today here in Charleston. But as you got to the beach, it got very chilly. We actually took a ride in the Jeep this afternoon. My wife and I did. Had the top down, took a ride down to the Jeep, and it was kind of chilly. Once you got into the area where that sea breeze was coming off, you got the wind is bringing in the cool air and the moisture from the ocean, which right now the water temperatures are in the 60s. So it's bringing in that cooler air right there along the surface, and then above that you've got this warmer air that's kind of there because we have warm temperatures, and that's creating this sea fog. And when you have those kinds of temperature inversions, where normally as you go down in altitude it's hotter, and as you go up it gets colder, well, if you have that flipped, it's colder down low and it's hotter up high, you get these temperature inversions. That's where the signals get up to that warmer air and it kind of bounces back down. And so you can get this tropo ducting that we're having right now here along the coastline. That's exactly what we're seeing happening, is this temperature inversion is actually playing out and giving us this tropospheric ducting. So we know who this is on 98.3. Let's go to 98.5. We got country music on 98.5. I'm going to see who are our options here. Do I have any RDS? It says Claravai. That could be trying to say Crystal River. Oops. Sorry, guys. But they're not country. So let's go back to my all directions list here. I've got country here in Lexington, South Carolina, which is Columbia. WOMG. Country Club by... So we have artist information here. Because that's Travis Tritt Country Club. And that's what I'm seeing here on the RDS. If we can get the RDS cam back up and running here for us. Reset that bad boy. It's about 30 minutes off, isn't it? That little circle, by the way, is the ring light that I have over here illuminating my face. Let me see if I can reconnect here. And boom. I guess I'll have to do that every time, won't I? Yep, there it goes.
So you can see here
our RDS.
Yes.
That's supposed to say country.
That's supposed to country, not Kubti.
Tritt, there's Travis Tritt. So
Tritt, there's Travis Tritt. So yeah, Country Club by Travis Tritt.
I'm gonna say this is probably.
probably
WOMG in Lexington, South
the
Carolina,
OMG
which is to our northwest.
South Carolina, which is to our
We
northwest.
already did hear WCOS
Hear
earlier, so we know
COS earlier, so we
they
know
are
our.
likely to be coming in. Let's see what they say. Oops, no ID on that one. So, let's take it over here and let's look at WOMG's website and see if they have any information that can give us an idea if that's what we're hearing right now. Columbia's classic hits, it says. That doesn't sound like a country station. Do they have any now playing information? Anything that tells us what we're hearing? Or do we want to just do a listen live? Let's do a listen live and see if we can get them in here. WOMG. I'm all right. That's Kenny Loggins. That ain't them. Nope. So it's not WOMG. All right, so we can scratch that one off the list. They are no longer country. We have some country in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I kind of doubt that one. Do we have anything localized that we need to contend with? There's a sports station here on 98.5. We're definitely not getting that. WOMG would be my only other option that I would see. Unless that little relay station there is it. It just popped off. I wonder what we have going on over here. Hold on one second, guys. So we're gonna just take a look, see if we have anything that we can notate here on the SDR. So that's local, 95SX. We're sitting at 98.5. And you'll notice here the only station I have on this frequency is the local, the zone, which is a sports station. Actually, hold on. I think that might be the one that recently changed their format to classic country. Yep, that's who it is. That is our local. They used to be, it's WQSC. They used to be, let me go back to our Surface Pro. They used to be a sports station here in Charleston. They're not anymore. So that's definitely who that is. I've confirmed it with the AM parallel there. So I can tell you we don't have a local on 98.7. Could be this one, though, in Beaufort, 98.7, The River. I'll tell you, I mean, we had some pretty good Florida stuff earlier. 96.5, we had Orlando, for instance. I'm not seeing a lot of that now. It's just not coming in. And again, we've got this beam pointed right at them. So if it was coming in, we'd have a clear shot. So I'm wondering, where's my DX? I've got a lot of stuff kind of centrally located. Savannah, Beaufort, Columbia, Augusta, very down here in the South Carolina area. And I hear that stuff fairly regularly. So just wondering where my DX went. Oh, well. I'm gonna assume that's Beaufort, though. But let's take it to Tropo. Still got the river as my most likely station. Simon FM here is, I mean, it's Greensboro. That's not likely. Greensboro is far to my northwest. If it was Raleigh, Jacksonville, North Carolina, Wilmington, I could imagine that. That's just to my northeast. But Greensboro is a bit far, and I don't see anything on the map here. You'll see here. Greensboro is in this big orange swath that we see here. So it's possible. And it looks like, based on that, this is starting to build back in towards the north a bit. There it is. 98.7, The River. Great. We can move on. 98.9.
On ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Working on the computer there?
Yeah, log on at charlestonsportsradio.com and listen to Bobby Harden and
Yep.
Fan Talk.
That's a local. That's what I thought.
Where you are always guaranteed a bigger, better quality diamond for less. Diamonds Direct, official jeweler of the Jaguars. Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt. Online at diamondsdirect.com.
That's good.
See how anything is possible when you explore your world.
WQIK Jacksonville. This is going to be a country station. Unless they change format.
Journey to believe in herself. Celebrate Miguel's passion for music. Discover the power of love with Anna and Elsa and be inspired by the Disney princesses.
And they are, that would be a relog.
Coming to Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena April 1st and 4th. For tickets and show details, visit DisneyOnIce.com.
Hey, it's comedian Nikki Glazer. I can't wait for you to listen
There it
to
is.
the show, the Nikki Glazer Podcast, on the Big Money Players Network and iHeartRadio, with my best friend and roommate, Andrew Collin. Collin.
Hey, it's me, Andrew.
He's hilarious, and no, we are. iHeartRadio is #1 for podcasts. You can always find the Nikki Glazer Podcast wherever you get podcasts. Oh, God.
There you go. RDS cam confirmed.
There you go. RD.
WQIK FM.
And I realize things aren't always what they seem.
So let's go ahead and let's log that.
And
Again, I'll
let's
show
log
you
that.
guys
Again, I'll show you guys.
Here with my cheerleading squad. But it's hard
that logging process here. So WQIK, we heard local ads mentioning the Jaguars, local entertainment venue, RDS ID. Did we capture the RDS? Yep, we sure did. And when that matches up, there's the 99.1 right now. Do we get the QIK again?
Watch Walker's full story and get the facts at thefactsnow.com.
The journey on the path to spiritual enlightenment is personal, and as you'll hear on the
I wonder if they've changed format.
it can also be deadly. Join filmmaker Caroline Slaughter on the podcast as she uncovers the disappearances and deaths that have befallen Westerners who have taken a spiritual pilgrimage to India.
Don't go to India because this is a Venus flytrap for your vulnerability.
Listen to it straight on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Whether you're running late for work or on the way to meet friends.
Here's another cool thing from that, by the way. Once you start getting your logs in here like this, you can actually visually see what you've heard. You've probably seen some folks on Twitter. My friend Paul over in Ireland that does a lot of FMDX. He does this quite a bit. But you can actually see your DX visually. Now, with only 2 that I've logged here tonight on FM list, it's not super impressive, Columbia and Jacksonville, but at least it can kind of show you. And if you do this over the course of an entire season, it can look very impressive. You can If I can get patient, Lloyd, let it load. You can do different dates. If I go here, I think, if I remember correctly, it's going to show them all to me. Nope. Show all logs. This is going to show from today. But yeah, there's a way you can actually go back in and see your logs from previous time periods if you wanted to do that. Because he was actually putting up, Paul was, some 2009, 2010 logs that he did. It was just this big, massive cluster into Europe from there in Ireland, which was really impressive. But yeah, this is a way you can actually visually see your logs on screen. May also find some look on the 162 megahertz with NOAA if you wanted to bring out your SDR. You know what? Let's do that. Let's see what we're getting on the old Bellwether radio front here. Don't hear anything. Oh, am I still on the yeah. Yeah, I'm not hearing any other NOAA here. Oddly enough. I kind of thought I would.
I turn it up and I sing.
Why do you listen?
Nice variety.
Better music for a better work day.
Y102.5.
Charleston, Y102.5. This one, I bet you. If I go here. That's a local, the city. 102.1, 92.1, and 1450. I'm pretty sure that's another local here. Let me... Chuck FM. Yep, that's local. Yep. I muted. I didn't want to get copyright. But, although I'm ripe with it here. That's a local Way FM. Yep. Local. I think it's another Way FM. Yep. Local, not Way FM, but also another typically Christian. Another semi-local, I believe. Oh, let's go back to the XDR F1 HD. And we're going to go back to my FM here. Come on. You know what I meant. Well, now WQIK was dominating earlier, remember? Not anymore. So the band is shifting. Where we had WQIK very stout. The RDS is blank. All right, let's bump up to 99.3. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's a local hip hop station. Let's go to 99.5. Nothing. Now, this is a great example, I feel like, of the difference between a tropo opening and an E-skip opening. On a really strong E-skip opening, I never hear empty stations or empty frequencies. Tropo I will, and I don't know why. Because if you're opening up to a new area, I mean, there are Florida stations here. There's Daytona Beach, La Crosse, Florida. I mean, there are Florida stations here. My beam is facing southwest. We have an opening to Florida. So the fact that we have dead air on a frequency or very, very, very weak kind of is surprising to me. Yeah, just you figure that you're going to get more out of that. Now that's a local. Here, all the HD off of that 99.9. Nothing. So either that FM or the Florida component of our opening is dying off or dead. This is a local. I'll show you here. Local here, 100.1 is Heaven FM. Heaven FM is playing LL Cool J, something like a phenomenon. So it's possible that's not who that is. So we might be getting something else here. Let's go back to the SDR because we were actually on that same frequency a second ago. Also getting it. Yeah, that's definitely not. It's definitely not who that is. And by the way, I know that the screen showed the ELAD is working with the CAS. It's not. I've got the W6 LVP loop into it right now because I have the Yagi going into the XGR F1 HD. I'm going to be putting up a second FM antenna here soon, so I can have one for the Sony and one specifically for the ELAD. Let's see who this is. I'm interested. 100.1. It's not my local Heaven FM. They're not going to be singing or playing LL Cool J. There it is. WXYY G100. That's who it was. And that's a relog. That is a relog. All right. So we can put that in as well. Let's go ahead and put these in. Get in the habit of doing it. I sometimes forget to do that. It was... Oh, what was the slogan on it? I forget now. Turn that down so we don't get pinged. No RDS. I got nothing on the RDS here. So, all right. 100.1 is in the books. Let's see what's 100.3. Should be a local FM Christian station. Or no, I'm thinking of the next frequency up here. But see, here's a great example. We had Garden City, which is right outside of Myrtle Beach earlier, really loud. Atlantic Beach, also near Myrtle Beach, nothing. I've got, let's see, another station down near Savannah, nothing here. So it's just, Tropo is very odd. It behaves much more differently. There's that station I thought was going to be the Contemporary Christian. It performs so much differently than eSkip does. And not in a bad way, just different. 100.7, nothing. And I'll usually hang out when I get it to a blank station, like or break frequency. I'll hang out for a minute because sometimes that'll come up. You just want to check them out, but there's nothing there. .9's a local. Ridgeville, South Carolina, Way FM. Ridgeville, home of Paul Jones, our friend who helped us add the ELAD SDR into the shack. 101.1. That's a local. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a local. It's not local, but it's close. It's Love 101.1 WLVH. It's my station, guys.
101.1, it's your girl Sharon. Weekdays in the noon hour.
See, this Tropo opening, it should be dynamite. I mean, you look at the map here. And look how this screen is bleeding here. Look how much red we have going up into Alabama, into Georgia, up here. This whole area should just be pulsating with Tropo right now on the FM, and it's just not. And that extends down all the way down to Orlando. Now, earlier it was right off of Miami, but now it's just to the north of it. But this whole area right here, this whole little bend, the Savannah, Charleston, inland area should just be brimming, and I don't feel like it is. 101.3. It did log it as Aurora, didn't it? I don't know why it's pulling that Aurora. 101.3 Switchfoot Way FM. That's local. Yeah, Mount Pleasant. That's a local. 101.5. See, I don't know why it's defaulting back to Aurora. I don't know why. I'm trying to get it to stay at Tropo, but it keeps going back to Aurora, and I don't know why. And I can't delete that for some reason. I clicked on all before, but see, it keeps going back to AU. I don't know why. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, we got ourselves an EAS unfortunately, they're not going to ID out of that. We used to. Nope. And wouldn't it be great if there was some sort of decoder that you could use to decode to know where that's coming from? Because those are originating from a station, usually. And then there are other stations. Well, this used to be how it was. I don't know if it still is. Still does it this way. Like I know there's one here. Whenever we get an EAS here in Charleston, my radio in the Jeep automatically will tune to, I think it's 100.5 WALC. Automatically just goes right to it. Whenever there's an EAS coming out, like an Amber Alert or anything, it just tunes right to that frequency. And when I was in radio, we used Kiss FM at WRGC when I was the AM station. We used Kiss FM 99.9. We had a radio that was listening to that frequency, would receive the signal, the screech signal, and that would trigger ours to fire. If there was an actual alert, we would have to do manually or a test every month, or week or whatever. But for actual alerts, it was triggered off of a radio reception, just like I'm doing right now, from a station that was in our area. So I know that signal, that screech signal, has to contain some data. And if we could figure out a way to decode that on our SDR software, that would help give you an idea of who it is you're hearing. Because even, in the case of mine, if I was listening on 680 and I heard that screech, it would have told me it was originating from WKSF and 99.9 in Asheville, North Carolina. Well, that tells me right there I'm probably hearing Silva, North Carolina on 680. So it would at least help me narrow down my list if it doesn't give me the ID directly. So just for any SDR programmers out there that are watching, something to think about. We are at 101.5 still, yeah. I'm thinking this Julio V101.5. This wouldn't be the first time I've logged them. So you can see probably why I am desperate for a e-skip opening here. Yep, V101.5 is who I've heard before. Sorry, not Julio, Yuli. My eyes are, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. This is why I'm so desperate for a good e-skip opening season this year, because every tropo opening here is pretty much the same thing. It's Savannah or Myrtle Beach into Wilmington to Jacksonville. It's very rare that you get anything big down into Florida, which I was excited about because earlier we were getting down in Orlando, and I was hoping that would continue to punch down to Miami. I've had one really good tropo opening here last year that got me down to Miami, and man, it was awesome. And then it just kind of slowly pulled back towards us here. I would love to have either one of those again, or give me some good e-skip, but we just didn't get anything last year. Yeah, I've got it on my RDS now, V101, so we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to 117. This is Chuck FM, a local, for sure. If I go local here. See, I clicked on local, it changes here to local, and it goes right back to, now it's popped back to local. It did AU for a second. But yeah, Chuck FM, Hanahan, North Carolina, that's us here. So let's go back to 101.9. This remote is handy as hell, isn't it? I've got statique. Nice.
Listen to us everywhere you are with the radio.com app.
FM 101.9.
What did she say? I missed the ID. Did you say Magic 101.9? I think she didn't she? And nice tip on the same headers, by the way. Good stuff. I think that she said Magic 1019. I can never remember. Is this Panic at the Disco or Fallout? I always get those two confused. Don't tell my wife; she'll kill me for that one. She loves those bands. I don't think this is Gastonia. So that V1019, I just don't see that being the case. Or it could be this one, this FM 1019. But this alternative, I don't think that's them. So let's go to that website for Magic 1019. Down here in Georgia. Oh, I don't know, man. Today's hits and yesterday's vinyl. That does not... We have the Baptist Bible Hour. I doubt this station will be playing either Panic at the Disco or Fall Out Boy. I'm not being judgy when I say that. I just don't think that fits the format. So... AC too, and AC is much more softer than this. It's not going to be Virginia. Let's look southwest, shall we? I think it's time we look at this Daytona Beach station as the possibility. Okay, I don't have any now playing. Let's do a listen.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work. Instant corrections make your writing mistake-free, while keeping it short, sweet, and fitting in.
Yep.
Whether you're an experienced sports bettor or someone who's just starting out, BetQL is here to help us become better bettors.
Okay, so that's who that is, FM 101.9. We heard a couple of IDs there. The stream, when we pulled the stream up here, the radio.com stream, you saw the currently playing here, Panic at the Disco. That's what I thought. So there was that, and now they're in some IDs. So this is Orlando. Not bad. Daytona Beach, though, is where the transmitter is, so... I'm going to pay attention this time to my propagation. We're going to mark that now as tropo. Thanks for pointing that out. I did not realize we were doing that. Panic at the Disco. These look like local ads, right? Boy, that is just sloppy. That's a very vintage fringe tropo signal right there. We have no RDS.
FM
better. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now that one I'm very happy about because I don't want to sit here and complain, but we already have them. They're in the log already. See, this is a classic Charleston Tropo opening. Not complaining, but that's the city. That is nothing. Absolutely nothing. See how the chat's going here. The QMP. Yep. Nice to do that together. I like having folks who are not paying attention, who are DXing along with us here. That's great to have you guys. That's why I love this live stream stuff, and we're going to do this a lot more. I've been working on the technology, all this stuff with the OBS studio that we do the different things. We're putting all that together so that you guys can hopefully have a good experience, and some other little surprise goodies we'll be putting together for the live stream stuff. I have an idea of some things that I want to do, but mostly it's going to be centered around stuff like this, live DX. So if it's a Tropo opening or an eSkip opening, we'll jump right in there, right? DX test, we'll jump right in there for those and do a live stream. And then we're going to also look at doing kind of a regular cadence of these as well. I don't want to release too much of the details just yet, but it will be something coming up. Don't forget, you can also follow us on Twitter. At DX Central is our username we have there, and so you can keep up with what we're doing here. When we do these live streams, we'll announce it on Twitter every time for these kind of one-offs like this one. So make sure you're following us on Twitter at DX Central. 102.5, that's a local for sure. Yep. 102.7, whole lot of nothing. Same for 102.9. Keeping up here. All right, 103.1, that is a local. Port Royal, SC 103. Yeah, that's who that is. Let me see if VSC. Yeah, that's my local. Let's, for the confirmation here, let's take it to RDS Cam. What you see in RDS Cam at 1:20 in the morning? Refresh that bad boy.
Refresh that bad boy. There you go.
VSC. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
RDS Cam. Thank you for your contribution.
Wish there was a way to automate that. A little robot just. Oh, there's the. I'm actually getting VSC-2 HD here. Nice. I know they're local. I don't think I've ever gotten the HD2 here. That's pretty nice. All right. Let's go to 103.3. I don't have anything there. 103.5 WEZL. Guess what, homies? That's a local. Nope. Is it? Am I on the right freak? 103.5 WEZL. Okay. I'm listening. Am I missing it on the list here, guys? Oh, that's why I'm looking southwest. Yep, there it is. Boom, Charleston. I was like, I know that's a local. Why is it not on my list? Because I didn't have my compass. See, that direction, that azimuth setting can be really, really helpful in some situations, but it can burn you. I got all excited. I was like, oh, nope. Don't forget to reset it. I knew that was a local, too. I don't know why I got bit by that one. Got my hopes up and everything. 1039, also a local. North Charleston at that. Nope, that'd be La Raza. This is probably Bluffton. Let's see who this is. Magic 1039. Normally I would have La Raza here, which is a parallel of 980 and 14, especially 1480 here in Charleston. I think 980 might have a different program content than 1480 does, if I remember right. But this has got to be Magic. See that? Well, it could be Swansea, but I kind of doubt it. Because Bluffton is at 231. I'm pointing right now around 225-ish, 230-ish. 318, which is northwest of us, basically. Yeah, I don't think that's who that is.
Now sounds even better. Magic 103.9.
Bluffton, my friends, Bluffton. Magic 103.9. I'm pretty sure that is a relog. Has to be, right? Yep. 10/14 of 2019 is when I put them in the log for the first time. So let's take it up to 104.1. We've got something there. And classic rock, Myrtle Beach is an option. Wave 104.1. Wow, that's just a mess. Yeah. Easy all is local. And I screwed that one right up, didn't I? I can't believe I fell for that. I just forgot to reset my compass. And I'm pretty sure I hear something in there that would be Myrtle Beach. I also hear what I think might be 104.1 The Wave country music in there as well. Yeah, so that's okay. So I'm pretty sure that another thing coming in there. That's Wave. Well, Wave 104.1. And then I have another one, 104.1, The Wave, that I think I'm hearing in there with country music. And I think that might have been the station. You heard there for a second there was like a caller calling in a request. I think that's the country station. Here's that. You see the little twang right there? Right there. That would be new. Brunswick would be new. I always get Myrtle Beach on this frequency every time. Let's see what our SDR is hearing. Nothing. Wow. Got a whole lot of nothing. Now, don't use this as a test to say that the ELAD is not as sensitive as the XDR, because that's not a fair fight, because the ELAD right now is running a W6 LVP loop for an antenna, and this has got a 4-element Yagi beam for FM. So, not a fair fight. That country station has to be Brunswick. Again, they're right in the line of fire of that beam. I would love to add that one in, because like I said, every time we get a tropo opening, it's Myrtle Beach. Now they've kind of taken over a bit. Let's check our FM, our VHF propagation map here, rather. Not too bad. That northern fringe up here has definitely weakened. Remember how orange this was earlier? It's pretty orange now. It's died down. A lot of more yellow, a little bit of orange. The closer you get to red, the stronger, obviously. And you can see we're right here in the middle of this one. There's Charleston right here. No, is that Wilmington? I can't see. My eyes are stupid. No. The BA4 USN, that's me. That's Charleston. Not me, that's Charleston. So right up in here, we're right in the swath of this red, which should be, and even a little bit of this purple right here, right? Should be giving me super enhanced into Florida. And I've got my beam pointed right at them. So Brunswick would be in that. Brunswick is in the middle of that red and in that beam width. We did it, guys. We were patient. We stuck with it. We got 104.1 the wave. WRJY. I mean, it's Brunswick, Georgia. It's not super exotic, but it's a new one. And it's one, like I said, I don't hear often. So this is my first FMDX session ever on the Sony XDR F1 HD. I picked it up in December from XDR guy, the guy who actually modifies these things. He buys them on eBay, modifies them. And I went ahead and had him do there's two mods he does. There's like a basic, and then there's like you get the whole thing. So I had him do the whole thing. So I was like, I'm not going to halfway do this. I want this to be the DX rig that I want. So it has like extra fans and all that kind of stuff in here to improve the performance, and a couple of other little things that he does. So this is my first chance. I've heard about it for years, right? That this was like the gold standard for FMDX. If you wanted to do FMDX, this was how you do it. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed. I know I said earlier, and it's true, do not judge the ELAD performance tonight versus the Sony and think that the Sony is crushing it compared to the ELAD. It's not a fair fight. But I have DX'd with that Yagi beam a lot. So I know kind of what to expect from its performance at that height, roughly. That's about the 12, 13 feet is about where I've had it before. I'm going to bump that to 22 this year. Before the next opening, hopefully. And definitely before E-Skip season. But this is doing a great job. Some of the stations that I've heard before, I'm hearing them louder. Now, that could be the Tropo opening, but it also could be this radio. This thing is doing a really, really good job. So if you're a serious FMDXer and you don't have one of these in your shack in your collection, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic little radio. I couldn't be happier. Really could not. WRJY, Brunswick, Georgia, 32921, 104.1 the wave, as opposed to wave 104.1. We're going to go ahead and log this guy. We had country music mixing with Myrtle Beach. Nice. 104.1 the wave ID. That was at 0133. Yeah. Eastern time. I do not have any RDS on this one, so leave that blank. There you go. All right, let's go to move on up the band. 104.3. Nothing. 104.5. Local. 104.7. Nothing. 104.9. Yep, that's what I thought. Local. 105.1. You said mix, right? I have no RDS. That is definitely not my local relay low power station. That was mix. If you guys heard it, say it. Give me some love over here in the comments. Wow. 17 element Yagi. Nice. I would love that. Don't like HOAs. Don't like a limited amount of space in my backyard. I don't like renting homes where they say you can't mount things on the side of the house. All three of those apply to me right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was mix. Gotcha. Good. Thank you. That's what I thought he said. I didn't want to think I was doing some confirmation bias there. I think I've got this one, though. 1051. I think I've got, yeah, the OMX. They are a regular. I've actually had them before. The first time I logged them, I was sitting on the beach, Sullivan's Island, South Carolina. I had a little, actually I had this guy. My little Grundig G4000A had this, and just with the telescopic whip, which has ripped out, and was just tuning around on that, and got Orlando. It was nothing. Middle of the day, one day, dead on the beach. 1053. You go to local here. Q1053, Quality Rock. What do you think? I think it's Georgia, Richmond Hill. I don't really see anything else in here that would float my boat on the, except for this active rock in Blacksburg. Not them. Be a pipe dream, right? Quality Rock, WRHQ. That's my vote. I think that's a new one, if you can believe it. No, it's not. March 29th. So, I know a lot of DXers, a lot of you guys will use electronic logs, and I do too. I have one that I do for my AM and my FM. I haven't kept up the FM as much as I should, or the AM actually. Because I usually write it down and then I go back and I type it in. But I need to update the FM and the AM both. But I still keep a paper log. I'm a creature of habit. I don't know why. So rather than searching through this every time, I keep a spiral notebook with every frequency on its own page, write down who I've heard so I can know if I've heard them before. This is a lifetime log. This has Brasstown. It has Greenville. It has somewhere else. I think I've logged stuff, but definitely a lot here. I used to hear great stuff in Brasstown. You're talking about that SDR in Indiana there with the 17 element, and It Blacksburg, Virginia, and North Central North Carolina. I can imagine, right? A bit more of a rarity here. But no, you were talking about that big SDR there in Indiana. We used to get some pretty, not tropo, but we used to get in the mountains, we would get really epic E-skip openings up there every summer. I mean, in the 90s, I don't think it was a location thing, obviously. It was kind of the conditions we had at the time. Mexican TV rolling in every afternoon. Just some really good openings back then. Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas. I mean, that Midwest was just an everyday thing during the summertime. Summer of 93, 94 even. Every day. TV, FM, just fantastic openings. I miss that. The best tropo I've ever had. This is a good tropo, but the best tropo I've ever seen was when I lived in New Orleans. That Gulf Coast tropo is just unbelievable. Every morning you can set your watch to it. Evenings, just it was fantastic. And if you go to Bill's website, Bill Hepburn, the ducting forecast. Now, Bill, don't be mad. I'm showing it on screen here. I'm giving you all the credit, right? Putting your website up here, dxinfocenter with an e.com. If you go to his maps, you'll see down here all the red down the Gulf just all the time. So this is 1800 UTC. What time is it right now? It's 2:44. So it's 6. Oops. Let me see. What was the forecast for where we are right now? Again, Bill, don't hate me. So this is what's forecasted for us as of pretty much right now. It was showing most of the strongest tropo being off the coastline, and having this kind of nice little window here in between that was going to, have some tropo, but nothing crazy. Well, you see how that kind of panned out. We actually have it. I would say this is pushed in a little bit, either that or this is pushed in a little bit, but something's caused this ducting right in this area that we're seeing right here. What he's showing as kind of fair to marginal is actually where the opening is. Into Orlando, down in here. Now, I would love to know what these folks in here are hearing right now. Into Alabama, South Georgia. I would love to know if there's any of you guys in that South Georgia, Alabama area that are watching. Please, either live or in the replay, tell me what did you hear tonight, because I would love to know what this opening looked like based on what I'm seeing here, because that's a nice little bit right into Florida, South Georgia, right? But obviously you can see the majority of what's being reported is right over top of us, and we're getting some stuff. So we did get that one Orlando a few moments ago. Then you can see kind of the forecast here was supposed to by 500 UTC, the big blob is going to be up around Wilmington and kind of veer off, and then we were going to clear out. That's what this kind of showed. You see that front push through, which is supposed to come through and make it a little bit cooler the next couple days. Push through, and we weren't supposed to have anything for a little bit, and then it starts building back up again. So if you aren't using Bill's website, please give him some love. This is a fantastic website to kind of know. I knew about this last week, that last night, Friday night, and tonight, Saturday night, would be very favorable for tropo. I knew it was on the horizon by looking at Bill's website here. So definitely bookmark this, dxinfocenter with an e.com /tropo for the tropo forecast. Now, he has a lot more than just the tropo forecast. If you go to just the main website, there's all kinds of stuff here. You can see real-time tropo maps. If I go here, I think this is the VHF prop website, isn't it? Oh, maybe not. It's another APRS one. Oh, that's us. That's the VHF one. I closed it down. Go to his website, dxinfocenter with an e.com. Love that website. Go there quite a bit. That and let me close this. This one, the VHF propagation map. Those are the two. This time of the year, I'm looking at those two all the time. And then when we really get into e-skip opening, that's where this comes in. If you go to the real-time QSO maps, dxmaps.com, you can kind of watch to see if anything's opening on e-skip here. You'll see it here on the 50 megahertz. You'll start to really kind of see it on the 28 megahertz, 10 meters. 50 megahertz, though, 6 meters is another one. If you start seeing it opening up, start paying attention, start looking at your low end of the FM band, the 88s, the 89s, especially in any areas where you have some empty spots on your band. See if you hear anything. And then if you do, this FMDX map here is actually populated by people who are logging on fmlist.org, as you can tell, because there we are. There's W4LVH logging his nonsense here from Charleston down into Orlando, Daytona Beach, Jacksonville, Brunswick. So I'm showing up here. So if you're logging on FM list, you're actually helping out not just yourself by having your logs there, but everybody else to know, hey, there's something going on here. So these tropo openings you can see here, but there's also going to be e-skip. If you log it with sporadic E, that would show up in red. Tropo is here in green, and so forth. So another reason to log what you're hearing, even if it's a relog, logging what you've heard before, logging new stuff, whatever. Whenever you're sitting down for a session, log what you're hearing, because people like me who rely on maps like this to know when an opening is hitting or to confirm what I'm hearing really do rely on that. So definitely bookmark those two, dxmaps.com. This one, the aprs.minnolink.org for your live VHF propagation based off APRS data. And then the other one is Bill's website, the DX Info Center with an E.com. Specifically his tropo forecast. This is tropo.html, but also look at the rest of his site as well. He's got some great tools there that I think you definitely will be able to take advantage of and be able to enjoy. So back to the DX. I've talked long enough. So we did already log Q1053 here. So now let's take it to 1055. That sounds local as hell, right?
1055.
The bridge.
That's them. 1057. So we're probably not going to have a local here, right? And that does not sound local. Or nearby, even. What's that format sound like? Is that country? It's getting harder to tell these days, isn't it? Turn that. I don't want to get that copyright flag, that email tomorrow. I know it's coming anyway. You know what? Let me, before I get carried away here. Let me do one thing. Putting this up on Twitter. Another posting here on Twitter of the stream. So any of you folks that are jumping on from Twitter, Don't forget you can, if you're not from Twitter, if you came from another method, but we appreciate however you got here, but don't forget you can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/DXCentral, or just know our @DXCentral username. Let me check my email real quick, see if we've already gotten a flag yet from the copyright police at YouTube. Your stream has been flagged. Nothing yet. Oh, it's coming. You know it's coming. You can't sit here and stream FM radio like that and not get hit. Are we getting an artifact here? Because I want to say I heard 101.9 right there, right? Boone, by the way, really, really good spot for DX. On top of Grandfather Mountain, if that's where you're going to be. I still have on my list of things to do is to grab an SDR in the middle of the summer during like an E-skip opening or something, sit on top of Mount Mitchell with a beam and just sit there and just keep, like, every couple of minutes just turn it and just see what all you get. I have some friends who've gone up to Mount Mitchell for FMDX and said it's just amazing. And I lived in the mountains for, 13 years? Never did that. I'm slacking. I want to say this is the bull. Let's go to their website. It's Augusta. But that 1019 threw me. I don't know what that was, if that's an artifact that we're getting in there or whatever. Now we're going to have an ad pop up. You know that, right? Maybe I can mute that so we don't get the ad. CMT Cody Allen is on the air right now. So that's the little piece of information that can be helpful. Okay, I think we got him. Yeah. That's Augusta. That was a little loud. All right, so something's happening here to our tropo. Oh, maybe not. I'll tell you that purple's getting much bigger. Look at that. Look at how big that purple's getting. I wish I could see through there a little bit better. Where's my opacity? Shouldn't it be getting sparser? I'm trying to decrease the opacity because I want to be able to see. I'm having a hard time. Okay, I think that's the coastline. So I think most of this purple is off the coast, which makes sense because when the sea fog started rolling in today, they were talking about it was dense fog from Edisto to Folly Beach, which is to my south. And that's what I think this looks like. It's to my south. Because there's Wilmington. There's Columbia, so we're going to be like right here. So yeah, that's definitely Jacksonville, Savannah-ish. So this person, Echo Mike 91, yeah. Yeah. That's right there. Right, Jacksonville, right in that little corner right there where Jacksonville and Savannah are at. And you can see we heard them about 14 minutes ago here in Charleston. But look at that. There's an FM04. There's an Echo Lima 97 here, which is down further south here. I'm pretty sure we've heard the bull before. Sorry for the yawn, guys. I'm getting a little sleepy here. It's a little after 3. Yep, we've got the bull, Augusta. Moving on. .059. You know what? I'm going to take my own advice here. We're going to log this. It wasn't strong. We did not have RDS. Oh, bugger. We did it again, didn't we? I didn't switch it to tropo. I don't know why it's defaulting to auroral. Now it got scared. I scared it back into tropo. Let me fix that QIK. I don't know why that logged as tropo. You can see the process here. I just went to logbook, and then I clicked on my edit buttons here, and anything I need to update or tweak or change. So 3 stations in Georgia, all kind of right there. Well, 2 in that Savannah area down there. 1 in Augusta. 1, we did hear a North Augusta, South Carolina, so that's also in there too, but not on the log. Did hear Columbia, 2 Floridas, a Jacksonville and a Daytona Beach, and the Daytona was a new one for us, so very happy about that. That's right now, the Daytona Beach is our best catch at 452 kilometers, so pretty happy about that. And I think, if I remember, maybe not. We had them, well, that was on the other thing. Never mind. I'm talking out my rear end here. 106.1. Hilton Head, Modern Rock. Someone else in there, though. Weezer, all right. Please, YouTube folks. I know your little bots are going to flag the crap out of this stream, but you can tell, obviously, I'm not trying to stream this for content. I don't care what's on the audio. It's inconsequential. I'm here for other reasons. Well, it's not entirely inconsequential because it does help us identify what station we're hearing, which is the whole purpose of why we're here. So please keep that in consideration. But modern rock, Weezer, Hash Pipe, so obviously that's going to be Rock 106.1 out of Hilton Head, which is basically a local. I'm not going to log them because they're basically a local. So we're going to keep moving, though. There was another station in there, but it seems like Hilton Head's taken back over again. 106.3, that's a local. Ladson, it's a gospel station. 106.5. We do have a country station here just to my north in Georgetown, South Carolina, which is who this is probably going to be, Nash FM. So we're going to take it up now to 106.7. Just make sure. Oh, man. Oh, FM from Blowing Rock? Yeah. Do that. Do that and report back. I want to know how that goes. We did last time I was in Boone, it was when I was in high school. It was a summer thing for I was a track runner. Can't really tell it now, but I ran track and cross country, and yeah, this is B106. I went up to Boone. We did a 7-mile hike up Grandfather Mountain, 7 miles and 7 miles back. I think it was 7 miles there and back. Maybe it was 7 miles total. Either way, middle of July, even for Boone, it was hot until you got on the top of Grandfather Mountain, and then it was chilly as hell. We're being parched as all hell on the hike. But the guy taking us on the hike didn't care. He was my track coach. He's like, okay.
And yesterday's favorites. The most variety.
I listen everywhere. I can play it whenever I want.
My life, my music.
You guys.
There they are. B106.7. Oh, we're turning that right off because I can't get that stuck in my head. And that is a relog. I'm not going to log them because they're Orangeburg. It's basically a local. It's about, an hour and a half from here? No, not 2 hours. An hour and a half, roughly, from here. So I'm not going to log that. That's basically a local. 106.9. We've got ourselves a country station. I'm going to imagine that to be Bluffton. Bob, 106.9. We're getting close to the end of the stream here. We're just going to take it up to the top of the band, and then we'll call it quits. So we've got roughly 10 more channels to check out here on the FM band. So as we're beginning to wind down here, I want to thank all of you who have watched, whether you were watching the live stream or the replay afterwards. Thank you. Again, here at DX Central, we're going to be doing more live streams. Again, not going to log that one. That's a local, pretty much, for the most part. But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more of these streams whenever there's a tropo opening, an e-skip opening on FM. We'll be doing random AM DX sessions, DX tests, things like that. Even here on my Surface Pro, what I'll be going over my recordings from the Outer Banks that I made back in February. We'll do that review live on YouTube here. That way you guys can participate, get to hear what we're hearing, and learn the software as we're using it, so you have a chance to learn it that way if you're not familiar with the software and stuff like that. Just like we did tonight, teaching FM list, right? That's part of this. It's not just watch me DX. It's let me show you my methods. Let me show you my techniques. Let me show you some of the tools that I use, like the maps, like the propagation forecast, stuff like that. So more of that. And we're also going to sprinkle in some other fun stuff that I'm working on as well. So these one-offs like this, keep an eye on Twitter. Again, you can follow us there at DX Central is our username. So just twitter.com/DX Central. So you'll be able to see when we do these kind of one-off things like this. We'll also be working up a schedule of a regular cadence of these as well. I haven't finalized it yet. But we'll be doing a regular cadence of live streams so that you'll have a regular time. You'll know they'll always occur, plus these one-offs like this that may pop up. So, but thank you to all of you who have tuned in tonight. Really do appreciate it. It makes it fun because it's like we're doing the DX together. This is Briarcliff Acres, which is basically here. It's basically us. Yeah. I mean, it's 155 miles, but it's not a uncommon station for me to hear here. 107.3 R&B Ravenel Magic 107. So I'm just not hearing the stuff earlier we were hearing outside of my local area. I mean, the propagation's still holding up on 2 meters, so it should be there, but it's not overtaking my locals. You know, if you're familiar or experienced in FMDX, you know how you'll get an E-skip opening and it'll actually overtake your locals. This is not doing that. So all these locals or near locals that I have are not getting wiped out. Last year, that opening that we had down to Miami, it did that. It wiped out locals and other stations in the area that were close by and replaced them with stations down in Miami. And my God, I love that. That was a great opening. That was a lot of fun. Wish I was doing live streams back then. I do have some air checks from that up on the channel. If you go to my AFM air checks, FMDX air checks, there's some in there. So definitely check that out. And I'll be adding more this year as I go along as well. So this is possibly, let me see who I've got here. I would say Savannah, WRUU. Wait a minute, isn't that my... Hold on. I haven't forgot about this, guys. I have a deal with a station in Savannah, and I want to say it's the RUU. There they are. I haven't forgot about this, guys. So we're here on 107.5. Now, they are a low power station out of Savannah. I doubt this is them, but we're going to look them up just in case. There's a station in Roswell that's R&B. This could be them. I'm going to get you guys. So the deal is, for those of you who are not on my Twitter feed yet, I forget how it started. There was some discussion back and forth about something DX related, and this station in Savannah, WRUU, somehow found it and chimed in, and said something about, you know, me hearing them here in Charleston. I was like, well, it's pretty rare, but, you know, I definitely would love to try to get you guys because you're low power, but have to be the right, absolute, perfect conditions and everything else. And they said, well, if you do, we'll send you some goodies or something like that. So I'm holding y'all to this. I want some WRUU swag in this shack when I hear you. We're going to do it. Got a good ID there. Wow, okay. Southport, North Carolina. This is being stupid.
Join us every weekday morning from 6 to noon on C1075. Back to the hits.
Come on. Where is Southport? I would assume somewhere near Wilmington, right? Yeah. Looks like it. So that's interesting. So we've been hearing south, southwest, south into Orlando, south into Jacksonville, south, south, south. We did have the one Myrtle Beach station, but everything else has been south. And now we get to 107.5, and we hear basically Wilmington. I wonder if this is shifting a bit. Remember, I'm on a Yagi that's facing southwest. Now, let me see. I don't think... Nope. That's a new one. 2:14 a.m. Actually, 3:14 a.m. W, what? AZO. Let's add them to the network, the new big log here. And this will really throw everybody off if they're watching my map from tonight. That one rando that came from the top. If I can type here, Z 107.5 IDs. Do we have any RDS on it? No, we do not. We haven't had a chance to use RDS cam in a while because we're not getting any RDS here. Not strong enough. 107.7, what you got?
But the Who, they're going to have the Who Sells Out Super Deluxe Edition coming out tail end of April 23rd, if you want to mark it down. That is going to be jam-packed. If you're a collector, it's got all the paraphernalia, all the tchotchkes, all of the...
There is a local here in Charleston, but this is not them.
The Who Sells Out Super Deluxe Edition.
So by going to the links, we know this is an iHeart radio station. You are right on that.
Maybe you've got yours right now. Theodore Kyler had his, lost a child who was just a toddler and then a teenage daughter. He says, to all who are wondering why a loving God has subjected...
That's my local station coming in.
My only answer is...
Oh, wait, my local is overtaken. But I'm pretty sure that other one here, the iHeart radio station, is the Fox. So I've logged them before here. They're basically Savannah. 107.9.
Chevrolet in Little River? Oh, well, what's weather like over there? Mostly sunny with a chance of 0%.
Oh, yeah. 0% financing for 72 months. It's on new 2021 Colorado, Equinox, Malibu, Silverado, and Trax.
Don't forget new 2021 Blazers, Trailblazers, and Sparks. 0% financing for 72 months.
I can't wait for our trip to Judd Kuhn Chevrolet.
Yeah, I can almost hear Judd now. All my customers get the presidential treatment, lifetime powertrain warranty, car washes, and more for as long as you own the car.
Get 0% financing
For up to 72 months
at Judd Kuhn Chevrolet.
in Little River.
Judd, Kuhn Chevrolet.com.
JuddKuhnChevrolet.com.
You think Judd's got those little drink umbrellas?
0% APR for 72 months for qualified buyers. $13.89 per thousand finance for 72 months. Example down payment 4.6%. Some customers will not qualify. Take new retail delivery by 3/31/21.
It's time to shake off those winter blues and spring into fitness with iHeartRadio. Whether you're heading out for a run or headed back to the gym, let us be your motivation to move with the perfect mix of playlists to serve as your personal workout soundtrack. So, what moves you? Country cardio, throwbacks while you throw down. Disney? Oh yeah, we've got something for everyone. We'll get you pumped up with our custom spring into fitness playlists. Only on iHeartRadio. #1 for music, radio, and podcasting. All in one app.
Here are the top Luke Bryan songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, Knockin' Boots.
I think that's Gator. Little River. Bucksport.
Number 2, What You Want Tonight.
So you saw what we've done here. There's Judd Kuhn. There's Little River. This is up by Myrtle. Oh, come on. Do we have a Bucksport? Oh, God, this country music these days. It's gotten so bad. It really. I'm sorry if you guys are country fans, but I don't know what's going on anymore with it.
All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. iHeartRadio.
Here are the top red young songs that you thumbed up.
Ugh.
Number 3.
iHeart, you guys are killing me with this. Let's do this. Let's cut to the middleman. It's up by Conway.
Number 2. Here tonight.
Okay, so here's Bucksport right here. Myrtle Beach is here. Here's a Little River way over here.
Number 1. Catch.
I mean, didn't that seem a little far? I mean, for that.
Hear more from Brett Young and similar artists now. Search for Brett Young on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
The party never stops with Cody Allen and After Midnight on Gator 107.9. When Myrtle Beach can't sleep, there's After Midnight with Cody Allen on the Gator.
That's not a new one. On this very day last year, I logged the same station on this very same day. So hopefully there you got to see my little process that I had there. So we had a local ad. We Google search that. We find out where it is. And then we see, okay, that's near here. Is that going to match anything I have on my list? I also looked, I originally thought, okay, Port Royal, but they weren't an iHeart radio station because they didn't have an iHeart web address, and this was an iHeart station. Then we saw the second one here in South Carolina, and there are no other ones really except for a low power in Lexington. That's way far away from what we're thinking here. So that really left this one, the Gator 107.9. We saw Bucksport was the little Bucksport or Bucksport, whichever, was a little far away than what I thought you would have for a transmitter site, but it looks like it kind of covers that whole Myrtle Beach area. It is a 20K station, so, it's not 100, but, 20K probably serves that Myrtle Beach area probably pretty well from that location, so it does the trick. We have no RDS, do we, on this one? Doesn't look like it. No. So there you go. That was kind of our process. So that's our walk through the FM band tonight, my friends. We're going to call it quits and wrap it up here. Again, I want to thank you for jumping on. I want to thank you for jumping on and being part of our live stream, our first live stream here on DX Central Live. It was a little wonky at the beginning there, but we got it sorted out, and we're able to kind of get some stuff moving here. So hopefully you've enjoyed the stream and our DXing session here and some of the process things and the tips and tricks and things like that we used to kind of go about our business. If you like this video, be sure you give it a thumbs up for us. Leave some helpful comments in the comment section as well. Don't forget us to subscribe, as my friend The Video is going to tell you right now. Yeah, pretty swanky, isn't it? All right, so as always, my friends, 73, we thank you for your participation this evening, and we'll catch you on the next one from DX Central Live. Thank you so much. Best of DX. Take care. Good night.